morning, everyone. My name is Audrey. I am stitchywitch42 here on FlossTube and over on Instagram. Today is Monday, the 16th day of September 2024, and I just got home yesterday from the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit put on by Acorns and Threads, held up at the Embassy Suites, the Hilton Embassy Suites Hotel. It was fabulous. So fabulous. You want to know how fabulous it was? I drive from Silverton up to Portland to go to Acorns and Threads. Embassy Suites is at Washington Square. I drive past Washington Square to go to Acorns and Threads. When I was driving home yesterday, I was so tired I missed my exit. And all of a sudden, I was noticing things on the side of the road, and I was like, oh, I went too far. Fortunately for me, I've driven these roads quite some time, and I knew to take the next exit and how to cut back over to where I needed to be, because 3 days of absolute joy. I have so much to share. My weekend started a couple of days early. Last Wednesday, my roommate flew in from Ohio. My roommate for the weekend was Chris Yoo of As the Yoo Flies. If you have not seen her journals or her floss bling, you need to go check out her Instagram. Not Instagram, Etsy. Can you tell? I'm still a bit tired from this weekend. Oh my gosh. I met up with her and Anna, Stitch Roadies, at Pioneer Quilts on Wednesday. I know, I'm going into quilt stores. It doesn't mean I plan on being a quilter. That's just, no. But we were there, and I saw some things, and I had to make some purchases. Pioneer Quilts is really a beautiful shop. It has two sides, and on the one side they have these two little rooms. One was filled with Halloween things, one was filled with Christmas things. There's a stitching room over there. They have Woolly Wednesdays. Anyway, the first thing I saw when I walked in there was a wool kit. Well, not a wool kit, a wool pattern. And I just had to have this one. Don't know when I'll do it, but I had to have it. And then there's this teeny tiny pumpkin pincushion. So I bought the pattern for this, which meant that I had to go over and buy some wool. So my stash of wool is building up, and this is what I got for the main part of the pumpkin. And then I got two smaller scrap pieces to be used for the sides. But the other thing that I also picked up while I was there was a book. I've seen Anna share this one before. It's called Creative Stitches for Contemporary Embroidery by Sharon Vaughan. And this book has fantastic pictures on how to do these stitches, plus all the details as you go further into it. So that was the beginning of my weekend, getting to meet Chris, going with her and Anna over to Pioneer Quilts, and then heading home for the day. Thursday morning, I got all my stuff packed up. Thing was ready to go. We got into the car and we drove up to Acorns and Threads. Now, Stitch Summit is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We went up to Acorns and Threads on Thursday because we booked our room an evening early. So I got up to Acorns and Threads Anna was there, Stitch Roadies. Cheryl was there, one half of Stitching with the Sisterlies. Chris was there, Chris Yoo, as the Yoo Flies. Linda, aka Van Mom from Instagram, was there. Teresa Kogut was there. There were other people there, but after a while, everything all becomes a blur. We sat, we chatted, we shopped. Where's my bag? There was a spending spree. I just have to figure out which is what and where and why and how and who and then some. So you all know that I recently stitched Lola Crow's The Haunted Library. Well, the other one that I really liked was her Greenhouse of Oddities. So I went ahead and I picked that one up. And the thing that I like about this pattern is in the back of it, she tells you what all the plants are that go into the greenhouse. So I get to sit down and read that. And then I had seen Anna post this, show this on her video. This is Nevermore by it's by them. This is beautiful. So I had to look for some fabrics. I found, this is a Atomic Ranch Lestrange. Not sure what I'm going to use this for, but obviously I needed to have it. And then from my last video, I was talking about the Graveyard Guardians. I wanted something a little bit more moody for that, and I got another Atomic Ranch fabrics. This is Sedona. And I think that will be fabulous for Graveyard Guardians. So that was my purchases Thursday at Acorns and Threads. We then went over and had lunch at the McMinimans across the parking lot from there, and from there we headed over to Embassy Suites, and check-in time is normally 4 o'clock. We got lucky. They let us in, and we were able to go put our stuff away in our rooms early, meet back downstairs in the atrium, get to meet other friends, stitch, talk, chat. We had dinner there. We got to go up to our rooms at night to get a good night's sleep before Stitch Summit happened. Well, most people had a good night's sleep. For whatever reason, I had an anxiety attack in the middle of the night and had to get up and go sit in the front room because I didn't want to wake my roommate up. And I sat up there sat out in the room for about an hour and a half just trying to get myself settled back down so I could go back in and go to sleep. But we got up Friday morning and we went in and we chose our tables. They set it up a little bit differently this year, so they, instead of giving us our kit all at once, it was spread out over the course of the whole Stitch Summit. So, the kit that we got, our two designers were our local lady, Beth Twist from Heartstring Samplery, and Teresa Kogut from Creative Whimsy. And they collaborated together, and this is the package that we got from Beth. So in it was this lovely little wrapped piece here, and her half of the collaboration pattern. In her half was the fabric, and this is 36 count Cedar River Linen Maple Bar. It's beautiful. I haven't opened it. And then we also got a lovely floss holder that was made by Beth's husband, Matt. Later on in the week, they actually brought him in and did an interview with him because he is now making wooden projects, and Jeannine is using several of them for things throughout her shop. And you can also purchase off of Heartstring Samplery's website. Now, the other half of the pattern came in this bag from Teresa Kogut. And in here is her half of the collaboration, all the flosses that are needed to stitch it, a packet of note cards, and there were a couple of stickers. These ladies were talking about how these two pieces can be stitched on that single piece of fabric that was in Beth's package. And they give directions for doing so. And they gave us directions for doing so. Words might be really hard this morning because I am totally wiped out. So the first day we sat and we stitched and we chatted, and I thought I was being so smart because I took a little notebook with me. I was going to be organized. I was going to write down people's names when they stopped by the table and dropped off the little gifts that people do. And that kind of sort of worked for a little while. But the first time I got up from the table to go spread my own gift around the room, I come back and here's things and I have no idea who they came from. And then later on, people would come by and drop off more. And every time you got up and left your table, you came back, there was a new goodie on the table. And so I did a little photo shoot this morning trying to get all of those, and I will try to include that here. Try. Okay. I think it was it Friday night? Was it Thursday night? I don't know. After a while, it all becomes a blur. We went up to Anna and Cheryl's room. Colleen was in there with them. And we did our own private little exchange. Sorry. I have bags and bags and bags and bags and more bags. All right. And not enough space to put anything. So first of all, from my roommate, she made this beautiful project bag for me with Teresa Kogut fabric. She included some goodies inside of it, a little floss bed, absolutely beautiful, and then another little, it's a snap bag. She told me how to keep it open. And inside of it is some of her floss bling. I felt bad. I didn't make a personal gift for her because I'm a bad roommate. Anna actually did some sewing and made these cute little pouches for us. And she put her label on the back. And inside here is a pair of scissors and a little thread thing. Words, they're always so difficult when you're making a video. Cheryl gave me a jar of her homemade plum jam. Mark doesn't know about this. Mark might never know about this because it's mine. From Colleen, a little Ort jar. Stitching with the Sisterlies. And then Colleen floored me. She gave me this pillowcase covering. This is absolutely beautiful. So I need to find a pillow to put in there. She told me what size to use. I love it. Thank you so much. At the table, Jenny was another one who was with us. She wasn't up in the room with us. She gave us their lotion bars. And this is, oh God, it smells so good. A little lotion bar to keep your hands lubricated while you're stitching. What I made for them and what I gave to the rest of my table mates and to several other people were snap trays. Remember my project when I bought all the extra lining to go with the layer cake of fabrics? Well, I made snap trays. And I actually had one left over. But I was so tickled with myself that, one, I got 21 of these made. And everybody who I gave them to loved them. I was afraid that they were too big because I used the 10 by 10 inch squares from the layer cakes. But everyone said that they liked it because this was big enough to put lots of things in on their table. So that was my gift for my table mates and others. Okay, I need to talk about Saturday. Saturday, something happened that was not planned, not expected, so unbelievably unusual that I'm going to have to include a video just by itself of what happened. So I will put that here. The University of South Dakota Coyotes football team, college team, was in Portland, Oregon to play against Portland State University. And the game got canceled because the players on Portland State University were sick. So they were out in the atrium of the hotel, and Margaret and Jeannine were talking with a couple of them. And the ladies at my table, Anna, Colleen, Cheryl, Jenny, and Chris, had decided to go shopping over at Acorns and Threads, so they left. And it just so happened that right after they left, Margaret announced to the room that at 3 o'clock that afternoon, some of those football players would be coming in and we would get to adopt someone and teach them how to cross stitch. And then she told us it was a joke. It wasn't really happening. We were all excited. We thought, how fun will that be? Well, then I'm standing there talking with Margaret and Julie and JoLyn. JoLyn is the soft finisher for Acorns and Threads, and on her name badge it says her name, and underneath it says "Try me." And she says she's a woman of age. She's had breast cancer twice. She's postmenopausal. Try me. She decided to go out and actually talk to these young men and see if any of them would be willing to come into the room. And you saw the video. She got a bunch of them to come in, and because all the ladies at my table were gone, guess where they got to sit? With me. Did I teach them how to cross stitch? I really don't remember what happened when they were there. But I told them to go ahead and pick up the stuff in front of them so that they could see what was going on. I know Margaret was sitting across from me, and she was actually showing someone how to cross stitch, so that worked. There was a photographer from the University of South Dakota who was taking pictures of it, and if you saw at the beginning of the video, I posted their Instagram page. What he put on there was, no game, no worries. We're learning cross stitch with other ladies from the hotel. But these young men are sitting around my table, and something happened that just totally blew me away. I've never experienced paparazzi before, but it seems like every woman in the room who had a camera all of a sudden was standing around this table taking pictures of all these young men sitting at the table holding cross stitch. And I want to tell you something. To the University of South Dakota, to the Coyotes team, you men are awesome. Thank you for coming in. You made our day. Thank you for letting a bunch of women just go nuts over you, and we did. Thank you to the moms who had to come running in to make sure that their sons were okay, because this was a room full of, let me see, somebody made the comment on one of my posts, the Coyotes meet the Cougars. We were well-behaved cougars. What can I say? These men were awesome. We felt so bad for them that they had to spend the rest of the afternoon waiting for the buses, sitting out in the atrium for hours. Some of them were dozing on the tables. We know pizzas were brought in for them. We know Chick-fil-A was brought in for them. But to all of them, thank you so much for playing along with us, for coming in, sitting down with us, looking at the cross stitch. I don't know if anybody learned anything, but they were absolutely amazing. And it was definitely a highlight of the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. I don't know if you saw the picture at the end. If you watched the whole video, you should have. I had to fan myself with a pattern, and the pattern that I was fanning myself with was from the designer who was sitting at our table that I had really not known anything about before this weekend. Her name is Gigi, and she is the Artsy Housewife, and that was one of her patterns. So make sure that you check her out, and everything is going to be linked down below this video, as always. We also found out at the end of Stitch Summit that she will be one of the designers next year. So that was good. Saturday there was interviews with the designers, and Beth interviewed Teresa. Teresa interviewed Beth. Fabulous to get to learn more about these ladies. I am so excited because next April I get to go on a private weekend retreat with Anna, Cheryl, Colleen, Jeannine, Teresa Kogut, and myself. We're going to the Primitive Gatherings. How I got into this group, I'm not sure, but I am so tickled. I am looking forward to that. It's just absolutely amazing. Sunday was crazy. It was like Sunday was the day that everybody had to really, really talk with everyone else because you realized it was the last day. And so everyone was getting their pictures of friends and friends and new friends, old friends, and getting all the hugs and the goodbyes in until we meet next year. It was just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful weekend. But I can't talk about Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit without talking about Thing. Come on. He was tired too. He had to take a nap yesterday in the bag because he was so overwhelmed. But one of the things that Thing got, well, I don't know if Thing got it, but he's taken it. Julie made these pin cushions. And she made this one specifically for me because it has skulls and crossbones. I don't know if you can see that. But as you saw, Thing fits right on it. And he immediately told me it was his for the weekend. And then one of the ladies there, she's a regular stitcher up at Acorns and Threads. Her name is Laura. She comes over Friday evening and she goes, I need to measure Thing's wrist. So she puts her hand around his wrist and she goes, that big plus an inch. And the next day she came down and she made this beautiful bracelet for Thing. Oh, he's ecstatic. Says Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 2024 on it. He even got his own charm this year for his pin. And another lovely piece of bling, also from Julie. He was having a good time. He got to have pictures taken with the designers. He's collecting those. And on Sunday, they had been doing raffles throughout the weekend. On Sunday, Teresa Kogut did a raffle with some of her original artwork. Chris Yo won one. Chris Yo won one. That sounds funny, but that's the way you say it. She got a lovely piece with a snowman on it, which we thought was kind of hilarious because she was stitching on a snowman. And then Cheryl, one half of Stitching with the Sisterlies, won another one of those. And she immediately turned around and gave it to me and said it was mine. And oh my gosh, it blew me away. I wanted to cry because I now have a piece of original artwork from Teresa Kogut. This will be framed and it will go up in my library. I love this. I love this so, so very, very much. Okay, I was given a beautiful journal card from Melody. This thing is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Melody, will you please put in the comments the paper that you used? This is gorgeous. So, so gorgeous. And she's got it so that it wraps around both sides, which I love that idea of. And then it opens up inside here, and there are 3 different tags in here. There is a pocket in here with more tags. There's a pocket over here with more tags. I love the black measuring tape. And then there's the back of it. Absolutely, totally gorgeous. They did the smalls exchange, and the one that I got is a beautiful little piece. From Kathy Shannon. I love this. I love the colors of it. I love that she put the year on it. What I'm starting to do now, it took me a while to figure out that I should do things like this, but I'm going to put a bulb pin on the back of this with her name on it. I might just add her whole little post-it on there. That way when I look at them later on, I know who they're from, because I have other smalls that I've gotten in previous years, and I didn't do that. So I'm going to start doing that. We got more lovely little things from Acorns and Threads. We got a make and take. We were given 2 pieces of wood. Again, made by Mac Twist, Beth Twist's husband. And she told us it's very complicated because you have to take part A and part B, and you insert part A into the slots of part B, and you now have a cell phone holder. And I think I did it backwards because I don't know how to do a make and take. Oh look, that works much better when you have it like that. Complicated things. We also got a little floss bed from them with the logo on it. Absolutely perfect. We got some bling with Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit on it. We got a gorgeous little Ort jar. This is from Michelle Ink, and this is made with reclaimed silver. It has an impression on there with acorns and, well, I can't see. I don't have enough light in here to see, but this was the year of jars. Giving a witch a bunch of jars. I will definitely have to make potions in each of them, or put orts in each of them. I don't know. I know, I'm a bit crazy. Did I get any stitching done, you say? Yes, I did. I took my 3 hashtag 24 bats in 2024 with me, and I actually managed to get something stitched on all of them. So let me get them all out of the bag. Oh, lemonade. Okay, one of the projects that I had taken up there was my Sue Hillis one. I am stitching Trick or Treat. This is on 16 count Toast by Stitch Me. And I managed to stitch the whole word treat. Then my next one that I stitched on was Hands-On Design. Put on the hat. And I got the broom. I got a little stitching in on the broom. Not a lot on this one, but I got some done. And the other one that I stitched on is the drawn thread. This is Little Bits of Halloween. And I'm doing the vertical version. I actually got this whole square done, or this section of it done, and started down on the O. So I have H-A-L-L, and here's the O, spelling out Halloween. Those were the projects that I worked on. My friend Laurie McClary, textilist on FlossTube, she was over at the freebie table and she found, imagine that, an Alphonse Mucha and brought it to me. Again, this is gorgeous. Will I get around to stitching it? I don't know, because this is a one-page pattern. It might not have the details in it that I like to have. I'm not going to show the pattern, but it's one page. And it's actually fairly easy to read. The size of this is similar to what I'm stitching on my Alphonse Mucha, but I don't know if the details are crisp enough. I'm going to play with it some, not right away, because I have my other one to finish. Another one that I picked up, nope, I got this at the store. This was another one at the store, was the Artsy Housewife, A Drearier Day. And the last day, I think it was the last day, it may have been Saturday. Did I tell you I missed my exit going home? I don't know what happened when it happened. I remember football players and fun. Beth and Teresa had designed the two pieces for us. They also designed something that is exclusive to this retreat. You will not be able to buy this pattern anywhere else. They collaborated to make a biscornu. Now, at some point in the future, you might be able to get the patterns separately, but the only way to get them together was to be part of this year's Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. This is a biscornu of Willow and Finn. I can't remember which is which. They might say in here, I'm not sure. But Beth took the beaver from her part of the bigger collaboration and stitched the top part of the biscornu. And then Teresa took the raccoon. Right, a raccoon. Teresa took the raccoon from her part of the pattern and did the bottom half of the biscornu. She was sitting at my table and I told her, I said, you have to understand, I really don't like raccoons because they play on my roof. And they got so annoying that we went and got a green paintball. We went and got a paintball gun and green paintballs. And we would shoot them at them to discourage them from being on the roof. If you've ever been hit by a paintball, it hurts. It hurts a lot. It will leave a bruise and a welt. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry that my husband actually managed to hit one of the raccoons one time and knock it off the deck upstairs. I told her, I will be stitching this. And on each of my raccoons, there will be green splotches on their flanks because of my love for raccoons. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I think I have everything. I don't know. On my last video, I wanted to do a giveaway to celebrate my 7th year anniversary of doing FlossTube videos, and I said if you were interested in being part of the giveaway that you had to do things a little bit differently. Instead of making comments on that video, you actually had to send me an email and include a photo showing that you were subscribed to my channel, because if you have a private YouTube account, it doesn't show up in the comments down below. And the way I told people to do it worked, and then people came up with different ways of showing me that they were subscribed, and it all worked. And 16 ladies were nice enough to send me those emails. So this morning I did a random number generator, and Margaret Portera, you're the name that got drawn this morning for the $50 gift certificate. I will send you an email. I will reply on your email that you sent to me with a password for you to call Acorns and Threads, and I will include that number. Wait until you get that email, because I haven't bought the gift certificate yet, and they're closed today. But as soon as you get that email, you can give them a call. You can claim your $50 gift certificate from them, and you can shop till you drop. Or until you spent $50. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, ladies. I want to say thank you to so many people for this weekend. First of all, to Jeannine and all of the ladies from Acorns and Threads who take the time to put this retreat together. I want to thank the people who helped, the helpers. There was Tasha, who is major tech support. There was Tracy Horner from Ink Circles, who helped with being tech support. There is Sarah and Laura, Roz, the original owner. All these ladies worked so hard to put this retreat together. Thank you, Beth Twist. Thank you, Teresa Kogut, for being fabulous designers and coming up with a fantastic project for this retreat. I want to say thank you to the ladies who took pictures and sent them to me so I could put together the video of the football players. That would be Laura and Julie and, oh my gosh, Robyn, LadyRobynS took some photos for me with my phone. Thank you to JoLyn for going out and getting these wonderful young men and bringing them into the room. This weekend was unlike anything I have ever experienced before, and if I missed saying thank you to you, this weekend was so full of joy. Meeting with friends, meeting new friends, laughing, giggling, getting to meet Gigi, the designer for the Artsy Housewife, and knowing that she will be our designer next year for Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 2025. I'm not exactly sure why Jeannine set her at our table, because we're a rough group. You know, Anna, Colleen, Cheryl, myself. Chris Yo got to experience the four of us together. We have a lovely lady who sat with us each time for the last 3 years. Her name is Jenny. She is so sweet. And she just sits there and smiles and laughs with us. She is our table mascot. Love her dearly. And then, of course, Gigi was there too. And it was just... I now have things spread out on tables, across the floor, here, there, on the kitchen table. I have to go put things away. Until we meet up again, my friends, live long and stitch on, and go Cougars! No, no! Go Coyotes! Go Coyotes! I need a nap. Bye-bye.